Have you ever wondered what a Dream Stand server would look like? Oh wait, no? Well, that's what me and my friend Corpo wondered. So we joined this crazy Dream Stand server to see what would happen. We just had one goal in mind: try to make peace with these players. But it turns out that would be much harder than we thought it would be. We joined the server and a bunch of players were already trying to attack us.
Oh, already shot.
I don't know why they were doing this, but once they stopped, we wanted to look around, and the first thing we saw was these two huge statues of Dream and George.
Yo, look at that. It's George and Dream, bro.
But things got pretty weird when Corpo found a hole with a sign next to it saying Sacrifice Tunnel for Dream.
Yo, what the hell? Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die.
And then the Dream fans started attacking us again. They chased me a few hundred blocks, and for some reason, they were only trying to attack me and not Corpo. And then they got me to half a heart.
Oh my god.
But it wasn't for long, because then this happened.
You're fine.
Oh, I'm dead.
I had died. These Dream stands were brutal. When I respawned, Corpo was already in a little base trying to look for some loot. So I came to the base to try and help him. We didn't find anything in the house, but there were two stacked players following us. And then one of them dropped me an elytra and rockets.
Ooh.
But the other player picked them up somehow. He then dropped it back at me, but Corpo picked it up instead.
Hey!
I have the worst luck, man. We decided to leave the base to look for some more loot.
Yeah, let's get out.
But instead of coming with me, Corpo took my elytra and started flying away. But then he luckily came back to share some of his loot with me. And by some of his loot, I mean he gave me one ender pearl. Because Corpo didn't give me anything, I decided to go look for some loot on my own. I saw a huge pillar made out of clay, and I felt like whoever built that wouldn't just build that for no reason. There had to be something inside of it.
Yo.
And I was right, because when I broke into it, it was hollow and it looked like there was a room inside.
Yo, there's a chest.
We took all the loot. It was insane.
Oh my god!
But now that we were pretty stacked, we were definitely gonna get killed because everyone wanted our loot. So we took our elytras and flew out together.
Go, 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 go.
But there were two problems. I didn't have any food, and there were also other players with elytras that were chasing us. So we had to escape fast. We then stopped on top of a hill to sort out our gear. Corpo gave me a bunch of golden apples, which was really good because I was so hungry. I then saw a player named AlexCrafter in chat that said Dream is really hot. And I know this is weird, but I didn't want them to suspect that we weren't Dream stands, so I said true. We then went back to spawn with our elytras to see if we could get any more loot. I opened some chests, and there was a lot of cobblestone in them. So I took a lot of it because me and Corpo were gonna want to build a base, and this would be a really good material to use. We also went to get some coal, but this was a big mistake because one of the Dream stands then hit me only 2 times, and they got me to only 1 heart. I managed to fly away with my elytra, but that was really scary. It was getting pretty dark outside, and I told Corpo to meet me before it got too dark and we wouldn't be able to find each other.
Come here, come here, come here.
We met on top of a little mountain, and I told Corpo we should start building our base, but he said that it would be too risky because it was too close to spawn.
We've got elytras, bro. We should go further away, I think.
And there were also some players with elytras that were following us, so I had to agree. We flew a bit farther till no one was following us, and then we went down a little ravine. But I have to be more careful because I think I went a bit too fast.
Oh my god.
A second later, we heard a sound.
What the heck was that sound?
That sound meant that someone had went to the end, and everyone started to freak out in the chat.
They went to the end portal.
I told Corpo that we should probably go to the end at some point to maybe even kill the dragon. And all that would happen later in the video, but first we needed a base. We started building it, but it was looking pretty trash. I told Corpo that I wanted to go get some more materials for the base, and I was hoping there would be some chests filled with materials at spawn, so I started to fly there. When I made it to spawn, something happened to Corpo that wasn't really good. He died to fall damage in the ravine, and he respawned at spawn, so now I had to bring him a bunch of loot so he wouldn't die. I saw a big Dream face that looked like a house, and maybe it had some loot in it, but I guess these players just build random stuff for Dream because there was nothing in it. I then went back to meet up with Corpo to give him some of my loot. I dropped him a bunch of stuff, but there was other players that picked it up instead of him.
No, please don't take the loot, Dream.
So now all of that was wasted. This was bad, but then something even worse happened. One of the players got me stuck in some cobwebs and started hitting me.
Oh my god, I'm dying, no!
Luckily, I flew away when I was just on 1 heart. I got really lucky, but then Corpo died once again, and he told me this.
Dude, I'm literally being constantly killed, man. Dude, I actually need some help. Dude. Where do I go? Man, it turns out none of these people are on our side. We're gonna trap these Dream players.
Now we needed to find a place to trap these crazy Dream stands. I thought a good place could be the ravine that we tried to make our base in, but Corpo didn't have an elytra, so it would take him a long time to get there. And there were players chasing me, so I had to try and escape them before I even went to the ravine. I flew into a forest and tried to hide, and it actually kind of worked. I finally made it to the ravine, and then I realized that I didn't even have an axe. So I got an axe by breaking some wood and then crafting it. I told Corpo to come to the ravine quickly, and he told me that he didn't know the way.
Okay, I don't actually know where the ravine is, man. I'm gonna need your help.
So I had to fly all the way back to spawn to try and find him and lead the way. But as I was flying towards spawn, I saw a loot pile.
Ooh, wait.
And it was really good loot, so I took it all and saved some for Corpo.
Oh my gosh, Manny, I think I found the best place.
Corpo then told me that he supposedly had found a huge hole that we could do a big trap in. So I asked for his cords, and when he told me them, I flew straight away. It took a while to find him, but eventually I found him in a huge hole.
No.
He had nothing, so I gave him a bunch of my loot.
Whoa, oh my god, you're stacked.
When I gave Corpo the loot, he thought it was so good that he thought they were cheating.
These guys must be cheating. There's no way these guys are playing legit.
We then decided that we wanted to build a trap, and we knew that these players on the server weren't too smart, so maybe we could make an easy trap to kill them, because we didn't have too many resources. We wanted to make a simple fall damage trap, and all we were supposed to need for that were a bunch of stalactites. First I built the base of the trap, which was made out of cobblestone, and now all we needed were the stalactites, so I went down into the caves with my elytra to find some.
Yeah, I'm going down. I'm gonna find.
But for some reason, I couldn't find any stalactites even after 20 minutes of searching. This was very odd, but we couldn't do anything about it because we didn't want to waste any time. So I went back up to try and think of a new idea. I was thinking of what to do in the air when a player in the chat said, Corpo, do you want to fight for fun? This could actually be a really good idea because we wanted to kill some dream stands and a fight could be pretty fun. So I answered for Corpo saying yes, and then I sent them the cords. But while I was writing the cords, 2 other players had somehow found us.
Yo, what the heck? Oh, it's another player.
I didn't know if Corpo was trying to betray me by sending them our cords, but it didn't matter. We needed to kill these players, and fast.
Get him, get him, get him.
I started fighting both of them, but then one of the players started turning on the other one and fighting him as well.
Dude, Dreamsound's helping us.
And while all this was happening, we were going pretty deep into the mines. I just hoped that this would be worth our time. I was getting pretty low, even though it was a 3v1, and I had to fly away a few times because I was getting a bit too low. But eventually, we killed the dream fan that was our enemy.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh my god!
We started splitting the loot, but then the player that was helping us this whole time had put cobwebs on Corpo. And then Corpo said that he didn't trust him. And I bet you can guess what happened right after.
3, 2, 1, go. Go, go, go. Get him, get him, get him. He's stuck in it. Wait, what is he doing? What? He can fly out. I swear he can fly out.
Oh wait, you can get a elytra.
Yes, I know.
No.
No, 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 no. Bro, don't let him escape. Bro, he's probably confused the fact that we're killing it. But dude, I really want his elytra, man.
Oh my god, I'm
no,
not.
no, no.
No.
Run, 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 money. I think I can do it. The loot has been powerful enough to kill him, I think.
It took a while, but after a few good minutes, we finally killed him together.
I killed him. I killed him.
Nice.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my
Now,
gosh.
if you asked us now how we felt about killing these players, we would probably say we felt really good, but we wanted more. But before you see what happens next, I need you to make sure to subscribe, because at 1 million subscribers, I'm gonna do a huge meetup with Corpo. Also, comment that you have notifications on and I'll heart your comment. We didn't find any easy ways out of the mine, so we had to mine straight up. But there was just one problem. Once we got close to the surface, we saw a huge crowd of players. This was probably because we killed the 2 other dream stands and they notified the whole server. It would be really hard to escape these players, but luckily we had rockets and elytras, so we counted down and got ready to escape.
3, 2, 1, fly. Okay,
Go.
go. Nice. I see you.
Where are we going? Which way are we going? Where are we going?
This way. Yo, look at the players following us behind.
Bro, they've got a bounty on us. They've got a bounty on us, definitely. I have a feeling that guy whose team once before and we killed, he was important on the server.
They're hitting me at mid-air.
Oh my gosh, they're heading in mid.
We were now into big trouble because a few players had hit us and we had lost track of where we were.
Money, where are you going?
And for the next 20 minutes, we kept being chased by players and trying to find each other. It felt like the longest 20 minutes of my life. But after a bit, we decided to stop looking for each other because it was just a lost cause. But hopefully, we would be reunited at some point later on. I went to spawn to see what was happening there, but nothing had changed. These Dream SMP fans hated us.
Oh my.
But then I had an idea. I remembered that the player that we killed in the cave had dropped ender eyes. So maybe we could use the ender eyes to lead us to the end portal. And maybe, if the ender dragon isn't slayed yet, we might be able to kill it and take the ender dragon egg for our own and rule over it. The problem was that Corpo had the ender eyes, so I had to wait for Corpo to come to spawn. But after a few minutes, he finally made it. And we met up in the dream face house so no one would be able to find us.
What's the plan?
We're stacked. What do we do? We're literally stacked on the Dream SMP. What else is there to do? I mean, should we go kill the ender dragon? Yeah, let's go kill the ender dragon.
Yeah, you're right.
We left the spawn and we started to throw ender eyes while players were chasing us right behind. For some reason, Corpo was throwing it like every 10 blocks. I always knew Corpo was trash at Minecraft. I told him that he was throwing it too often, so he gave me the ender eyes and I started to throw them. But after a few hundred blocks of throwing ender eyes, a few really stacked players came and started doing major damage to us.
Bro, why are they killing me? I'm just throwing ender pearls. Okay, just keep going that way. Keep going that way.
I'm going. Bye.
We were not happy about this, but there was nothing we could do. They broke all of our totems, so we had to split up. Luckily, we both managed to hide a few thousand blocks away from each other, and after a bit of hiding behind trees and stuff, I told Corpo that it was finally time we could come out of hiding.
Okay, send me your cords.
I then asked him for his cords.
Minus 280, 1,150.
But I should have remembered that Corpo can't read cords, because I followed Corpo's wrong cords for about 5,000 blocks, until I finally realized he sent me the wrong ones. Now I had to go all the way back to find him. But after we finally reunited, we were now back on track to finding the end portal. It took a while, but after riding our boat through the ocean for a while, we finally made it to something that looked like the entrance of the end portal. There was a hole in the middle of this island. That means people had been here, which was not too good, but we would just have to be on the lookout. I placed some water and we went down the hole, but then something happened and I almost died.
Definitely been.
Oh my god! Oh, no! Come in the water! Nice. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Luckily, we made it, but it didn't look anything like where an end portal would be. So we kept throwing ender eyes and mining blocks until we finally made it.
Oh dear.
It was an invisible player in the stronghold, and he was really trying to annoy us. But luckily, we got him off our tails. And we were really happy when we found the end portal because we had been looking for it for ages.
Okay, you want to go in? Are we ready?
Let's do this.
Now it was time for the moment of truth. Would the ender dragon be killed already?
3, 2, 1, go!
Sadly, they had killed the ender dragon already. Finally, after all the good stuff that happened to us on the server, our luck had caught up to us. And it was sad, but we just had to jump into the portal back to spawn. This video is proof that you should never join a Dream SMP fan server. Subscribe if you enjoyed, and click on this video if you want to see Corpo's POV of what happened.